Guitars. That name on your headstock does not mean what you think it does. Here's everything you need to know about guitar brands. So here's how dummy guitarists think it works. You have some brand company, Fender, Ibanez, Gibson, whatever. They have an idea for a guitar. They get the raw materials for it. They build, assemble, and machine everything, and then assemble it into a guitar. For 99% of guitar companies, that is not how it works. Let's use my favorite brand for example, Ibanez. Ibanez hasn't built guitars since the 60s. Ibanez itself owns 0 manufacturing companies. Its parent company, Hoshinogaki, who also owns Tama Drums, does own a drum factory, but there is no factory owned by either Ibanez or its parent company that manufactures guitars. Yet, Ibanez puts out guitars from Japan, Korea, and Indonesia, as well as China, so who's making them? So here's how it works. Ibanez gets an idea for a guitar, and say they want it built in Japan. They contact Fujigen, who builds the guitars for them. But Fujigen also builds guitars, or has built guitars for Gibson, Fender, Ibanez, Gretsch, FGN, Epiphone, Yamaha, Jackson, G&L, Music Man, Dean, Tesco, Squier, and a bunch of other ones. And if they wanted a guitar built in Korea, it's probably going to Cort, and if it's being built in Indonesia, it's probably going to Samick. And those two companies in Korea and Indonesia, respectively, are also making guitars for every other brand. Now, some companies do own manufacturing plants, like Big Daddy Fender. They have one in California and one in Mexico. And all their subsidiary brands, like Jackson, Gretsch, Charvel, and EVH, are built in those same factories. They don't have independent factories for each guitar brand. But even that only applies to USA and Mexico-made models. Some of those brands have other models made overseas in those same other factories too, not even owned by Fender. So until you start dropping the big bucks on like a USA model or a custom shop model, the brand doesn't really matter. So instead of worrying about the name on the headstock, just get something that looks, feels, and sounds good to you with the specs that you need for your playing. And with that, I am out. If you found this educational, helpful, or informative, don't forget to follow, like, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.